Have your attention, please. Thank you. Welcome to the zoning board of November 14, 2023. My name is Marty Akins. I'm the chairman. Board members, Mr. Himmel, Mr. Chin, Mr. O'Brien, and behind me, Director of Inspectional Services, Bob Conlon, and our clerk, Mrs. Noonan. If you have a cell phone or a pager, please put it on silent or vibrate. You don't interrupt the meeting. If anyone wants to speak, please step outside because it's hard to hear as it is here when people are talking, you can't hear. Or we can't hear, put it that way. Under old business, I have a, oh, wait a minute, I got it right here. The old, Mr. Chin, anyone is, I make a motion? Right there.
Right here.
Yeah, first one.
Make a motion to approve and waive the reading of the minutes from the regularly scheduled meeting of October 24th, 2023.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Now, first of all, there's only 4 of us here tonight, so you have a choice to move your case or have it heard. The first one's going to be moved, ZBA 2353, Dennis Caldwell, architect, for variance to construct one vehicle garage on the premises number 131 Bunker Hill Lane. Is the applicant here? I have a letter from him. He wants to move it to, if we could, December 12th.
Motion?
Yep, please.
Make a motion, ZBA-23-53, Dennis Caldwell, architect for variance to construct a new one vehicle garage on the premise numbered 131 Bunker Hill Lane, Quincy. Make a motion to continue to 12/12/23.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? So moved. Interesting. ZBA 2356, reconsideration of approval of Neil Johnson for variance to construct a garage addition in the existing driveway with a car lift and expand the front bedroom over the garage on the premise number 72 South Bayfield. Is the applicant a representative here?
Yes.
Here's what we're gonna do. I just got a whole bunch of paperwork, I guess, from you.
Yes.
Name and address, please.
John Bowen, Cormac SUNY, 100 Cambridge Street, Boston.
Okay. So we're gonna have to filter that out, but what I'd like to do is you can state your case. Counsel, would you like, you're all set? Or you wanna speak after? He's set, all right. And what I wanna do is I wanna let the public address the case, and then we're gonna make a motion to continue it till we can get all this paperwork read and checked. Plus, there's 4 people on that. One of them's not here. I have to look at the whole film, see what happened at the meeting, and read all this and filter this stuff to be on the next case.
Just a point of clarification. So when, in terms of the continuance, would I address the substance of our letter and what our defenses or objections are? Would that be at that continuation hearing?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I'm more than willing, I'll withhold our case
Okay.
for that hearing. I would just like to get one objection on the
Sure.
record, which is that our position is that, one, we don't, by coming back and appearing and say we're not waiving any procedural objections we have to this
Right.
sort of reconsideration process,
Right.
whether today or as a continuance. Our position is that to the extent this reconsideration does go forward, it's based on very narrow grounds. That essentially the August 22nd hearing was the hearing on the merits of the variance. Objectors had the right to be heard then, they were heard then, and there was a unanimous 4-0 vote. So our position in terms of the reconsideration is that it's based on the very specific grounds raised in Mr. Conlon's memorandum. So that's why I would object to the objectors getting a second bite at the apple, so to speak.
The people speaking.
I believe that was the opportunity, they had the opportunity to be heard on the 22nd. So that, I would just like to state that objection for the record. To the extent we're, again, given the opportunity to address the merits of our letter at a subsequent continuation hearing, I can withhold that until then, but I just wanted to get that on the record for now.
Thank you, sir. I understand what you're saying. I wasn't in the case. I didn't get to see that. I'd like to hear in person what the neighbors have to say about it. I'm going to be sitting on this case. So I'm going to object to your objection. Say no.
Understood.
Okay. Is there anyone here on Bayfield that wants to speak? Name and address for the record, please.
Barbara Quinn, I live at 71 North Bayfield Road,
Quinn, you have the floor.
and I've been lucky enough to live there for 30-plus years. It's a very unique neighborhood for a variety of different reasons. It's right off Wollaston Beach. It has a park as you come off the beach that was built by the North and South Bayfield neighbors years ago to honor the World War II Bayfield members who lost their lives in World War II. And as you turn around North Bayfield, it's a very narrow, winding, one-way street that connects with South Bayfield, which also is a very narrow, one-way street, such that you only have one parking on one side of both of those roads. The homes are modest in nature and some interspersed bungalows, and there's a lot of shared driveways because the houses are very close in proximity. Those that might have their own driveway and a garage, the garage is small, barely fits one car, and they're all definitely set back. Bruce Knapp shared that garages do have a 25-foot setback, yet Mr. Johnson is trying to circumvent that by saying it's an extension to his pre-existing non-conforming house. Yet it's not a case that any structure can be attached to a non-conforming existing. An extension is only allowed or not allowed if it's detrimental to the neighborhood. And from what I understand, there's been no proof of hardship that's been provided. So I am in total opposition to Mr. Johnson's request. It's a massive garage on top of the existing driveway with a car lift and a master bedroom up above. It definitely doesn't fit in our quaint neighborhood. It's far too dense to the neighborhood, and it's definitely far too detrimental to its character. Thank you.
Thanks, Quinn. Is there anyone else? Anyone else want to speak? Second call? Come on up. If anyone else wants to speak, come on up, line up. Try to keep it to a rough a couple minutes if you could.
Good evening, Glenn Jurisco, 47 North Bayfield Road, Quincy. I've lived at 47 for 25 plus years, and what Ms. Quinn said is true, that it is a very tight, dense, quaint neighborhood. And while I'm appreciative of Mr. Johnson's revival of the property at 72 South Bayfield, and do recognize his efforts to upgrade it and make it much better than it was when he bought it, I feel I have to speak against this proposed addition. The garage doors being very close to the sidewalk, 8 foot 7 inches according to the plans I've seen. There's no room to park a reasonable sized vehicle in front of the garage doors and not have it interfere with the sidewalk. It will also be difficult if backing a vehicle out of there to see the sidewalk and somebody walking on it. We do have a lot of children, we have a lot of elderly, the sidewalks are heavily used. I also believe from the last meeting there was discussions about shadows and stuff like that. And I believe that that low angle roof with the peak running north, with the high point running north-south, could indeed cause shadow issues to the other properties. No, it wouldn't at midsummer. That's true. In midsummer, I have sun on the north side of my house. In the winter, I barely have sun in my backyard. And almost on the whole lower floor is not touched by the sun very
A lot
much.
of moss. A lot of moss.
Because there is a, well, there is a, the sun, of course, moves to the south. So the sun will be to the south of his house when in the winter. I also was somewhat puzzled by a lack of clarity on the final height of this. There was a lot of approximate and close in something like the height of the existing building. I've seen the elevations that were provided, and I don't, we can infer the certain height, but I haven't seen a set certain height to the final of this project. Also, I do believe that this final project is out of place in the neighborhood of early 1900 houses and would look much better as a commercial property. It will look like a commercial property beside these houses. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Here you go.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Kelly McVeigh. I am a resident at 39 North Bayfield Road. I was not able to attend the meeting on 8/22, but I did send an email to Mr. Harris on 8/21 that was not read at the meeting, so I just wanted to express my thoughts via that email. So I wrote an email to Mr. Harris stating my opposition to the proposed variance request by Neil Johnson at his property at 72 South Bayfield Road. Although I am not a direct abutter to that property, I am concerned about what this construction would entail. It is my understanding after receiving the notice that it's going to, quote, construct a garage addition in the existing driveway with a car lift and expand the front bedroom of the garage. I just can't imagine how it's gonna fit in the current location. I've lived on Bayfield my whole life. We're a very close-knit community. We look out for each other, and the people directly abutting that property, the woman behind Mr. Johnson, she's 80 years old, she lives there by herself, we all look out for each other, so I'm just here in support of my neighbors, the direct abutters, and I just can't see how it can fit in this property. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Good. Is there anyone else? Second call? Sure, come on up.
My name's Alan Cubian. I don't live on Bayfield, but that area, those two streets with the park at the end,
What was your address?
my address is 58 The Strand.
You got it.
And what was I gonna say? It's a community. They live close to each other. When someone gets sick, the neighbors all know about it. Somebody needs help, the neighbors all know about it. People that have been living there have been there over 30 years plus, and as they pass away, new things are happening. And what's going on in the city, it doesn't take much space to do something. This is a time maybe to just think back, and what this man did with his house, he bought a house that was all beat up, and it looks nice. He did a nice job. But there comes a point in time, is that garage gonna be too much, too high? And you don't wanna ruin the feeling of neighborhood, what is there. And that's all I'm here to say. I think too many things are being done that we don't see, that are big, and I think it works out for the best. But this is something you consider. And whatever you decide, you're the ones that know the rules. You know, he's good at what he's done. So I was here last time, and he presented a nice presentation, and he's very knowledgeable. But you folks know the rules too. And so I'm just hoping that you'd consider what the neighborhood is. And sometimes aesthetics is better to look out for aesthetics of the neighborhood and the character of the neighborhood.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
sir. Is there anyone else? Counselor, you want to speak? Harris, you have the floor.
Thank you. William Harris, 74 Ashworth Road, City Councilor. And I pulled up all of my emails that I received, and I know I sent a letter and I received an email because there was a contradiction about whether or not there was a discussion. And I'm looking at the email that was sent to me, and it was pretty clear that it was a shed. And I made it quite clear that in my email is, it's pretty clear that I asked the question, you know, again, there was no phone call, you know, obviously, there's a lot of activity, the neighbors obviously made it quite clear the night of the meeting with their letters and emails. I forward some of them on. If any of them slipped, that would be on me, and don't blame me for that. I mean, blame me for that. Don't take it out on on this neighborhood. Anybody who's seen the city council meeting last night and the previous night, one a couple weeks ago, a major, what's gonna go on in those cut-through streets, which is Bayfield especially, trying to slow down the traffic and have a major study that's gonna take place. We're bringing in everybody in the world, because it's been, since I've been in office, almost, you know, over 7 years, trying to figure out how we can fix it. But my point being.
Everyone wants to live in Swan.
Not everyone.
Not next to me either. But I can say that there was never a discussion, and at any time that something comes in front of me, and there's usually a conversation on the phone, is, have you talked to your neighbors? Obviously, this didn't take place, and you see what's taking place here. There's other people that probably aren't coming up. There's other ladies, other folks. 68, I got a phone call today. She already submitted in the previous meeting. She said, she called me this afternoon. She's very sick. She said, Bill, you please be there tonight and express that I am against this. And I would like to know if there's anybody that has come up and said they're in favor of this, and I don't think we have that. So, again, the rules are the rules. You folks are here on your own time, and you should be applauded. And I know that when I first started 7 years ago, me and Marty, we kind of, we laugh about it now, but it took me a little while to realize that you folks are here to do the right thing for the city of Quincy. And I ask you in the neighborhoods, I ask you to please reconsider this, the ruling, and think it through. I mean, the email is pretty clear that it's a shed. We were talking about a shed, and it's really not just a shed. So, thank you for what you do, and
Thank you, Councilor Harris. Thank you for coming tonight. Is there anyone else? Last call?
I'd like to make another statement if there's no one else.
All right, 1 minute. Is there anyone else want to speak? I'll give you your time in a minute. Is there any correspondence? No, that's done, right? All right.
There was a renewed email.
Yeah, I have it here. That's what I'm looking at. I didn't look at the name yet. Yeah, there's another one here too. When did they come? 11/8, 11/6, that's after. Let's read the 11/6 one and name and address on the record.
You want me to read the whole thing?
Get a gist of it, pretty much, most of it, yeah. There's only 2 of them here.
Okay, Rita McHugh, 76 South Bayfield Road, North Quincy, 02171. While this is not directly related to the current request, as an aside, I have work done to my home over the years, and while I would have liked a bigger deck, I had to ensure the structure conformed within the variance/city requirements in order not to infringe on my neighbor's space privacy rights. The standards are in place to protect the other neighbors that could be negatively impacted. He must have been held to the same standards. It's called respect for others. The city zoning laws are in place to do just that. I will not be able to attend the meeting as I will be out of state on the 14th. However, the email should hold the same weight as if I were at the meeting in person on November 14th, voicing my opposition. I appreciate the opportunity to voice my concern via this email message. Sincerely, Rita McHugh, 76 Southfield Bayfield Road, North Quincy, 02171. Thao Pham, 61 Southfield Road, Quincy, 02171. Dear Mr. Akins, I oppose Neil Johnson's request for a variance to construct a garage addition in his existing driveway with a car lift and expand the front bedroom over the garage. His proposal out of character for the neighborhood's appearance. This is a beach-type cottage bungalow community, and his request to expand will not fit in with that. This construction type will also negatively impact the neighbor's views, lighting, green space that is needed in the community. Neil will say and show pictures indicating his construction will not affect others' light and views, but that simply can't be true. A person cannot put up a big structure in front of or beside or across from someone else's property and say the person's view will still be the same. We need to and must keep the footprint of our quaint beach-type neighborhood intact. Perhaps an option for Neil would be to move to a community with the space available to construct the house that he would like. I just can't be at 72 Bayfield Road. While this is not directly related to the current request, as an aside, I have work done to my home over the years. While I would have liked a bigger deck, I had to ensure the structure conformed various city requirements in order not to infringe upon my neighbor's privacy rights. The standards are in place to protect their neighbors. Others would be negatively impacted. You must be held to the same standards. It's called respect for others, and the city zoning laws are in place to do just that. I will not be able to attend the meeting as I will be out of state on the 4th.
Counsel, you want to say something? Make it brief.
Yes.
Ask that as you read our correspondence, you pay specific attention to exhibits J and K, which are the correspondence between Mr. Johnson and Mr. Harris,
Sure.
as well as Teresa Mulcahy and Mr. Harris, which did attach the plans that we're here to talk about today, full 3D mock-ups. The shed issue was a 2020-2021 issue, so there may be some confusion in
Yeah,
that
it was
regard.
about a permit and getting it written.
So I just wanted to make that clear for the record, but,
Yeah.
and will there be a date set tonight? for
Yes.
this hearing? Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
before we leave. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, we heard from the neighbors, and we have a lot of homework to do, and we got a lot of reading to do, and I really want to take a look at the film. It's going to take some time and filter this stuff here. So why don't we, what's on our agenda for, no, November's done, but what about December? What is it? I know, is it full yet? Is it- Oh, that case is on it, all right. The recase yet? It's gonna be a while. All right, being a late night, that's all. Let's see if we can get the 12th work for everyone, and we gotta get one more guy. Brian's gotta get back by then, see if he's here. And if-
12.
Huh?
12.
We're not gonna hear any more testimony from the neighbors. That was heard, just the lawyers will speak. So, the 12th, does that work for you guys?
Yeah, I'll have it tonight.
And then let's get a hold, and we'll talk to lawyers if anything changes. If one guy can't be here, now we're in the same thing, we got 4 people, which, if he's gonna be here, then you can do the same 4 if you wanted to. So,
Thank you.
that did the case, right?
We have our emails and we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Very good. So, make a motion for the 12th.
Make a motion, ZBA-2356, reconsideration of approval, Neil Johnson, a variance to construct a garage addition to existing driveway with a car lift, expand the front bedroom over the garage on the premises numbered 72 South Bayfield Road, Quincy. Make a motion to extend to 12/12/23.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you, gentlemen. Oh, and for Mr. Harris, congratulations, counsel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Akins.
And, we got another counsel here. Congratulations, what a tough opponent you have. That was close. Good old David. David McCarthy.
He almost lost.
Yeah, right, in one guy. That was him. He wrote in for the other guy. Under new business, ZBA 2377, Nicholas Johnson for variance, special permit floodplain finding, replace and expand the porch and add an addition to the rear of the home on premise number 32 Parker Street. Mr. LaRoche? Oh, hey, the house, easy on the,
They didn't set the brakes up, they didn't set the brakes on
those drawings cost a lot of money.
Must be jet lag.
All right. Mr. Chairman, members of the zoning board, my name is Brian LaRoche. I live at 67 Mears Ave in Quincy. I'm representing the applicants at 32 Parker Street, Nick and Justine Johnson. The proposal for this application is they have an existing dwelling that has a three-season porch that wraps around. This is the side view, so it comes across the front, wraps around the side, and then goes to the back. So it's an old gambrel home. They are looking to rebuild this three-season porch and enlarge it on the left side of the property.
That 5 feet?
Yeah, and the reason being is that the existing dwelling, they couldn't go up because the foundation is a reinforced block foundation. So they've already done some work on the inside to renovate it. So rather than have to take the whole house down and redo it, it would be easier if they could sort of reconstruct this three-season porch that's unlivable right now. No work is planned on the second floor. We're not going to change anything up there. Most of the work really occurs on the left side of the property.
You had 2 decks, you put a deck on the roof, right? Second floor?
Yeah, so the existing house only has one means of egress. So in order to get 2 means of egress, we need to add a deck off the front and a set of stairs so that we have 2 remote exits. The property is very steeply sloping, and it's a very tiny property, 2,500 square feet. Really, the net addition that we're adding is so small, it's hundreds of feet. It's really a matter of making what is there livable. So it's a pretty modest addition.
The addition's making 2 bedrooms, correct?
Correct.
Isn't that what it's doing?
And that's, that's the purpose of the addition, is to be able to get these bedrooms, because the upstairs is the master bedroom. It's fairly small, even still, it's the whole second floor because of the sloping
I have
roofs.
one question, is there a bathroom on that second floor?
There
It
is
looks
not,
like 2
no.
closets. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you put a bathroom in that?
It's not a very big house.
I've seen it, I mean, I used to live 2 houses up, 2 houses up, right in the
Yeah.
corner of Crosby, but
Yeah, no bathroom up there.
you get 3 bedrooms and 1 bath.
Nick is a plumber, so if he could add another bathroom, I'm sure he would.
Well,
I just don't get that. I was reading that and going, oh my God, that poor household.
Right now, it's 2 little kids. The bedrooms are far more important than the other bathroom.
Oh, they'll get their bedrooms, but there's 1 toilet.
So we do have a number of variances that we're going to be requesting in this application. I think the one that is the most difficult is the site being so small, the number of parking spaces.
Right.
We cannot, right now there's no driveway, there's no parking on site. And so we're asking for a variance on that requirement. That's kind of a big item for it. And then, of course,
Underneath there, can't you take 2 spots and go underneath that house?
again, because of the block foundation, it would be challenging. I suppose.
One wall, you just put the beam on the front,
Yeah, I suppose we
and then you
could
got
do
2
that.
spots right off road.
It would require, I mean, the whole front yard would be a driveway.
No,
You could,
but, you got a plow down there too, and you're gonna have 2, 3 cars, the next people that go in that house that are gonna have no place to park either, and I know Parkhurst is plenty of parking because of the marsh there on the side, I get it. And someday there probably won't be, but I'm just thinking, why wouldn't they want 2 cars under that front deck, at least half of that porch, 5 feet, so they could get 2 off-street cars?
Yeah, the existing house isn't wide enough for two cars.
But you could park one on the left from the distance.
So I mean, so if we were to beam over the existing block wall and, you know, construct a garage, we certainly could get a car underneath. Two,
Well, you get one under at least, and then you could get one to the left, because there's only like 10, 14 feet on the left, on the right.
yeah.
On the left side, there's about 19 feet, correct,
we-
to the house?
I suppose another option too is we could have just a driveway and park in front.
Right.
In
But
that
it's
case.
Get something in there, one car at least.
Because we would have, you know, we could bring the car in underneath and then
Yeah.
use some of the front area
Just a half.
to nose the car underneath.
Right,
Yeah.
half it under, half out, or whatever you gotta
And just
do.
leave it exposed. I mean, we,
Whatever you
sure,
gotta
I mean,
do to just take,
I mean,
I
parking
mean,
is
if
a
you're
challenge,
doing
does that
that
seem
much,
fair?
if you're doing the work.
Sure.
Or
I
being
mean,
across the front.
we
get two
can
cars.
revise our proposal to include parking for two cars. We
Right.
can do that, sure.
I think it would make your house so much better. Exactly, yeah.
Sure.
yeah.
We
You know?
can make that revision.
So, we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk about two cars in your front yard underneath. You know, you can do it exposed, whatever you gotta do to get it under. The perimeter, you get out and see them and tell them what you're gonna build down there. Brian can fix that.
So I was just more concerned about how.
Nick, why don't you come up and just, for the record,
Yeah,
state
name
your
and
name.
address, please, for the record.
Nick Johnson at 32 Parkhurst.
Yep,
So I was just more concerned about, since we have the little ones, just having them, if we had, there'd be no gate, like no way to like, because we come right down, you come right down, you're pretty much on the street. So I'd be more concerned about the
but
kids.
you really could have a gate there if you're going under.
Could put a fence
You could have a
along the
gate right
driveway.
there.
We could, yeah.
When the kids come out, you still have a gate, you just have a swing gate. When the kids are coming out, you close it.
Yeah,
A swing-in gate.
either you run the fence along the side of the driveway
Right.
to the corner of the house.
Right.
So the driveway's outside of the fenced-in area. You could do something like
So
that.
you put two little pieces of fence for the house, and you got your thing there right there too, with a little gate to get in.
Yep.
And a walkway right in and right out.
So with that,
You get two cars off the street.
yeah, we could, we really wouldn't,
It's not a ton, I don't think you're talking about a ton of money.
no.
Yeah, just like more, like the incline of the slope of the, like the,
It's going in.
Mhm.
You're going in level ground.
Right, from the sidewalk level, you go straight in.
You drive right in. Because underneath you,
It wouldn't be a hard, really not.
there wouldn't be a ton of stuff to do. You get two cars off the road and your house is worth another 70 grand. 100 grand maybe. No, really.
Without a bathroom.
yeah, I know.
Well, he's putting in the bathroom. I'm not done with him yet. We're gonna put a bathroom in there.
We'll have to come back for that one.
Master bedroom. You gotta tell him when you did
Yeah.
that, I forgot to tell you, there's a bathroom upstairs I'm gonna put into.
You know,
You need a bathroom. in
Does
the-
that come with the driveway?
No, you got the driveway. anyway.
so the
You can come with
other,
the driveway. You
the
want
other
that.
issues we have is that the property itself, the lot is within the AE flood
2700.
zone, so we do have that, so we're asking for a special permit.
Right.
But just the way the contouring works, floodplain comes right up to the front edge.
I saw it. Well,
So
one-
our stairs are what really get into the floodplain, so
That's 12-1, right?
we'll make the addition flood compliant, we'll put
Right.
flood vents in it.
Yep.
So, so yeah, it's the side variance, the parking, which we talked about. We'd still need a variance because zoning would require 3 spaces. But I think, as you suggested, we would amend our plans to include
One.
parking for 2 on site.
One second.
Sure,
Okay.
yep.
Any other questions, guys?
No questions.
Bathroom on the second floor? Thank you.
I should think.
Does there anyone want to speak in favor?
His wife was smiling on him.
Yeah. Say, it wasn't my idea, it was his. He made you do it. Second call, third call, Counselor. Congratulations, Counselor.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Glad to be back.
Thank you.
Dave McCarthy, 48 Whitney Road, Ward 1 Counselor. I'm in full support. I know that there's a lot of cottages in the neck, and Mr. Johnson now has taken a cottage and expanded because he probably loves the neighborhood and wants to stay. So
What a beautiful, beautiful view there. Rob.
yeah, I think
Too in
it's
the
all,
front.
but it is a
Still in the back.
difficult, as Brian was saying, a difficult spot
Yeah.
downhill. And just to get the parking correct, would it be like gravel pull in?
Yeah, that's what he's gonna put
Just,
down. Yeah,
yeah,
it's-
nothing underneath.
It's in a flood zone.
Yeah, so you're just gonna gravel it in the
Yeah.
front so you can pull a couple cars in, so. I'm
And
in
it
full-
can go halfway into the deck, whatever is new,
Right.
first floor is coming out.
Right, I'm looking at the photo, yeah, no, full support. Thank you.
Thank you,
What
Council.
about the bathroom, Counselor?
Yeah, what about the bathroom? Council?
had two bathrooms.
There you go. That's the third time I heard that tonight. You're a plumber, I heard? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, piece of cake,
Open my own company, so.
piece of cake.
Telling him, like,
Get your apprentice, run some pipes up there, you're all set. Drain pipe, you're all set.
get people who don't know where.
There you go. All right.
Could put a half bath up there pretty easy.
Any half bath at least, exactly. Exactly. Call that part of the hearing closed. I have a letter here, we received a remittal for the above referenced project and have no comments. Is there anyone opposed or undecided? First call, second call, no one will speak after that, huh? Call that part of the hearing closed. I'll be in favor.
In favor.
I'm in favor with the change, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, likewise.
all right, we'll change that with 2 cars on there. Special floodplain. You're up, brother.
Yeah, I'm up. ZBA -23-77. Nicholas Johnson for variance special permit floodplain and finding to replace and expand existing porch and add an addition to the rear of the home, the premise of 32 Parkhurst Street, Quincy, with the addition of 2 off-street parking, and make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Aye, no? Nobody, good. Well done.
That's great, thank you very much.
Brian, one thing, next time you get them, can you make them a little bigger? I had to go find a pair of glasses. That stuff, stop.
Yeah,
The floors on
Yes.
one page,
one page.
3 floors was tough. Maybe you can do two.
No problem.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Further on to tonight, another house next, family. Wow, you're building up your support, huh, Counselor?
Oh, yeah.
ZBA 2378, Patrick Foley Esquire for variance and special permit floodplain to construct a new single-family home on a vacant lot on the premise number 115, 117 Edgewater Drive in Quincy. Counselor, you're up.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board. My name is Patrick Foley with a business address at 265 Willard Street. I'm joined here tonight with Claudio, Nick, Steve, our civil engineer. Steve's going to be building it, hopefully, and Nick's our architect on the project. The property that we're here to discuss is 115-117 Edgewater Drive. It's in the residential A zoning district of the city. Currently, right now, it's an empty lot. I know about a year or 2 ago, there was 2 structures on that lot that the applicant, when she purchased the property, tore down. A little background on the applicant, she's lived across the street for over 30 years. By all accounts, she's been a good neighbor, she takes care of her property. What she's seeking to do right now on the vacant lot is she's seeking to construct a single-family home, 2 bedrooms, 2-car garage. It's 7,840 square feet. The living area is gonna be 2,178 square feet. Applicant is planning to sell her house across the street and move into this as her new primary residence. And I'll have Steve and Nick just go over the inside of the house there.
Steve Trudell, 35 Iron Road, contractor. Nick Paolucci from Mass Architect.
Can I have your address, please?
Yeah, that's 45 Linear Drive in Milton.
Good, thank you.
So these are just a couple of 3D renderings. This is from the street side. It's on Edgewater Drive, so the
Is
water.
that a painting? It looks it, doesn't it?
It's a 3D rendering,
Wow.
computer generated.
That's unbelievable.
AI generated.
That's something, huh?
Trying to use kind of natural colors and blend it in with the kind of surrounding. We did keep under the height limit, and she wants it to blend in as best as possible. We do have to raise the first floor to be above the floodplain, so it was tricky to do that, but I think we got everything she wants, and
Yeah, on the
first floor, our basement level, there's a two-car garage.
Yep,
The lot shape is kind of weird.
yeah,
It's
got
kind of,
frontage both sides, right?
yeah. Julie really wanted, an ocean-facing window, so we kind of took advantage of how that lot shaped and kind of created a triangle-shaped room. But the first floor is pretty much open with a kitchen, bathroom. The second floor is 2 bedrooms and a bathroom.
I go back so far, I partied in a little teeny house there when I was a kid. Like 1960,
That explains.
yeah, that explains it.
Well, everybody wanted me to save the little one and rent it out and make it an Airbnb. And I
Oh, no.
like,
No, council wouldn't allow you. No. I got enough of those on the neck already, fighting, trying to get them. Oh, God. It was a cute little house.
it was.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think Nick tried to stay within the setbacks, but I think the only setback really is technically the setback on Woodfield Road side.
Yeah, we're trying to treat Littlefield like more of a side setback, instead of 2 front
But
setbacks.
it is, and it's 2 fronts, so.
On this corner lot.
How far are you on the side setback?
13'3".
Yeah, it's supposed to be 25, right? And what other relief do you need?
We're in the floodplain. Floodplain, yeah.
Council,
Special permit for the floodplain and then the setback.
the setback
Yeah.
on Littlefield?
Yes, sir.
And it is tough down on that lot. The lot you got, it's a triangle lot, and then it goes down, and it goes back over in the corner. Beautiful place to put a vegetable garden or something in that little corner over there. Probably was years ago, I don't remember. But what a beautiful property. And is that the painting that's gonna be over the fireplace?
Sure will.
Hey, really looks like it's painted. Oh my God, that's so bizarre. The stuff they get out, huh? Oh my God. Any questions, guys?
Yeah, got 2 baths.
2 baths. 2 baths. 2 baths, 2 bedrooms. Mr. Chin?
No, just looking at the requested stories, so it'll be 3 stories. So floodplain, 3 stories.
Yes, yes. First story, right, the first story is just the
Floodplain.
parking for the garage.
Yep.
Up with all vents and all that stuff, both events.
Yeah, no other questions.
Okay,
I'm good.
good. All right, is there anyone, you guys are all set? Anyone want to speak in favor? First call, second call, third call? Yeah, all right. I was gonna say, oh my God, you got a muzzle on something there, bro.
Yeah, I know, it's tough. John Rutherford, 62 Granwell Road. Actually, what Councilor Harris was saying before is saying that, he was saying, it takes a couple of meetings for
Yeah.
Marty to warm up to,
Yeah, right.
Took me a couple of years,
Yeah,
but I love
couple of
Marty
years.
now.
That's it.
But this is actually a great project. If you
Yeah,
look at,
beautiful.
what you paid for the land to do
Gorgeous.
this, to come to Quincy and to build this is awesome. So
It
I
is
just want to say I'm 100%
Right,
in favor of this,
awesome.
and I would love to live in that someday
Oh,
myself. So,
yeah.
but this is what we need in
You
Quincy.
can for $1.5 million, you can have that.
You talk about good new growth. This is great new growth. So thank you
Right.
for building this.
All right, thank you, John. It is. Beautiful new growth. Counselor?
Yes.
Congratulations, Counselor.
Dave McCarthy, 28 Whitney Road, Ward 1 Counselor. That's gonna fit in with just the additional houses that are popping up on Edgewater Drive. Again, a lot of them cottages, and you mentioned, Marty, Mr. Chairman, the 2 little houses that were there, they were tired.
Every time.
It's a beautiful corner lot. Julia's been across the street, and it just will conform with the rest of Edgewater Drive as that starts to become a pretty spectacular place with a lot of new homes popping up. So this is a great addition.
Right, Counselor. I hope the rest of them follow that. Oh, my goodness, that's gorgeous, beautiful. Just the colors, everything. Just so earthy and everything. Wow. Wow, can't wait to see it finished. All right, call that part of the hearing closed. DPW has no comments. Anyone opposed or undecided? First call, second call, third call, closed. I'll be voting in favor. Beautiful
Absolutely
job.
in favor. That's a great looking, nice
Beautiful.
lot. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep, I'm in favor as well.
Yeah, also.
Have a motion, please, Mr. Himmel.
For the motion, ZBA-2378, Patrick Foley Esquire, for a variance special permit floodplain, construct a new single-family home on the vacant lot premises numbered 115-117 Edgewater Drive, Quincy. Make a motion to accept as presented.
Second.
On the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second that?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Aye. Opposed?